Hey, welcome back. So you are looking at one of the Mama Bear pieces on my easel, and this one has been kind of stuck at this, I shouldn't say stuck, this one has been sitting at this particular stage for a bit now while I figured out what I wanted to do with her. And one of the ideas that I was considering was making there be a sunrise at the very bottom edge of the painting. Now, you may look at this now and say, oh, well, it looks like there is. Well, actually, what I did was go in with some pastels, and because pastel is chalk and my paint is dry, I can take those pastels and I can draw directly on my painting and know that I can wipe those marks off if I don't like them. So this is a way of auditioning ideas for transitioning or making some changes in a new piece without actually having to pick up your paints, without having to worry about backtracking or removing any sorts of marks. The pastel will come off super easy with just a baby wipe. But now I'm going to show you another way to audition changes in your work. So I've moved to my iPad and I have Procreate open, and I have imported an image of the painting in question. And what I am going to do is utilize Procreate and a couple of reference photos to play with the idea of placing that sunset down along that lower edge. So this isn't necessarily going to be a lesson on how to use Procreate. I have shared many resources that will help you learn this app, but it's just an opportunity for you to see how I utilize this tool when I am visualizing changes or thinking about directions that I want to take the piece. So I also feel like I need to mention that when you are using photos, even if you're using them digitally to build a resource, you want to make sure that you're using copyright-free images. So grab them from a site like Pixabay, Unsplash, Paint My Photo, or any of the other sites that allow free use, or take your own photos. And also, I want to point out that while in this instance I'm actually using photos, I believe these came from Pixabay, I also will use photos of drawings or scannings of drawings. I will use previous imagery from paintings in process. I will also extract sections of other paintings and layer them over top of a digital image, just to sort of get a sense of what my possibilities might be. The other thing that I really like about working digitally with references or blips of imagery is that it gives you the opportunity to warp, distort, erase. It treats that digital piece or digital bit of information that you're layering into your work, treats it just like a little piece of collage. So you can alter it, crop it, erase it, tear it, distort it, do all sorts of interesting things to that image while you are exploring the ways in which it might serve your idea. So here I am playing with a second sunset or sunrise photo because, first of all, who says there can only be one sunrise in a painting? Nobody does. I get to make the rules. Secondly, I really wanted to, I got the idea of the linear work in the orange clouds, or the way those orange clouds seem to parallel the lower edge of the painting, and I got to thinking about how cool that would be to have them sort of curve around the shape of the bear. So I began to play with them in that regard with the blue wisps, and Now I can actually see what that might look like. Now again, I use these resource photos, and not so that I can meticulously recreate them step by step, um, but just to see what these ideas have, to audition what ifs and figure out where I want to go, where I might want to go before I pick my brushes up. And oftentimes I will use these as a starting point, and then when I get to the easel and I begin to carve in some of these shapes or concepts, the painting takes a whole new direction. Sometimes it deviates completely from the resource photo, but the idea or the initial starting point is the seed is inside the visual that I'm building here. I continue to work and play with this until I really feel like there's enough content or enough inspiration in this image that it's going to carry me into the next painting session for a few hours. It's sort of like a jump start. And as you can see as well, the ability to get more detailed information laid down digitally than I can with the chalk is a really significant difference between the two options. The chalk is fabulous when I am actively painting, and maybe I want to check something, or I want to put a mark on the piece to remind myself, or make some notes to a certain point. But the digital manipulation that I can do inside Procreate is particularly powerful, and something that I'm leaning on more and more in my work. Now I'm working on an iPad, a 7th generation iPad. It's refurbished, so it wasn't a big investment. And my iPencil was also bought secondhand. So you don't need to have, the super pricey pieces of hardware or the latest up-to-date hardware in order to be able to do this yourself. And additionally, you can use Procreate with your finger. I just really, really love the iPencil. I believe a stylus would also work, but there's so many built-in sensitivities to the pencil that it's really worth it to me. I thoroughly enjoy it. So there you have it, a little intro to how I am using Procreate during the process of my work. I don't use this on every piece, but I do use it quite a bit, particularly when my paintings are complex, or I really want to try something new that I can't quite wrap my brain around inside my head. This is a great way for me to start to visualize and jump into the more imaginative parts of creating. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm just really, really happy to be able to share these with you.